High among the clouds, Kameo was bestowed with a fabled transformation magic. But her sister's jealousy released a dark shadow from our pasts, rekindling an ancient conflict between the trolls and the elves. With her family held prisoner, Kameo is their only hope.
Finally awake, are we?
Where am I?
Your battered and broken body was found by the castle servants and brought to my hut. It took all my power and skills to bring you back from the brink of death. Do you know who I am, child?
I'm not a child, and yes, I know who you are. The Mystic, one of my mother's royal advisors.
Very good. Now, would you like to explain why you stormed an enemy castle without the Wotnot?
Because I didn't have time to sit around and wait for some old book to be repaired.
Huh. You were warned. If you ventured too far from the Wotnot, your power over the elemental warriors would be weakened. But did you listen?
What would you have done if your family was kidnapped by a horde of trolls? I had to try and rescue them.
And yet all you succeeded in doing was to lose every elemental warrior your mother passed on to you.
There was nothing I could do. Callus was torturing the ancestors, and I tried to command my warriors to stop her, but before I even blinked an eye, this massive troll caught me off guard.
A massive troll? It is worse than I feared. Thorn, king of the trolls, has somehow been awakened. And there is only one who possesses the power to do so.
Callus. Why would she have betrayed us so completely?
For power. Why else? And with Thorn at her side, she may yet get what she desires.
I will do everything I can to stop them and to save my family. But without any elemental warriors, I'm doomed, aren't I?
There is still hope. But first, you must convince the wizard Ortho that you are still worthy of the Wotnot, and heed this warning. Do not fail this task, because I need... silly me. I mean, you need that book in order to set things right.
I promise I won't fail, Mystic.
Very good. Warrior trainer, you may enter now!
Follow me, if you please. I will take you to Ortho.
Go! We have no time to waste.
I'm sorry, but she's just too undisciplined to work with. Paid absolutely no attention to me when I told her she wasn't ready to attempt a rescue, and nearly got killed as a result.
I still believe she has potential. Let me at least test Kameo and see how she fares before you pass your final judgment. Kameo, I've been waiting for you. Please come closer and talk to me. You will not survive what is to come without Ortho's assistance. Unfortunately, he feels you lack the type of control, a power as awesome as the transformation magic requires. But there still may be a way to change his mind. An ancient test of skill, handed down from one warrior trainer to the next. Then let us begin. You'll notice that your health bar increases with each elixir you drink. Moving on.
Enough! You've made your point, old friend. So, you've returned from Thorn's castle with your tail between your legs, hmm? I must admit that I was skeptical of your abilities, but anyone who can pass the trainer's tests must be worthy of holding this, the Wotnot book. Long ago, it served as a vessel for the elemental warriors of legend. And along with the element of power, it's one of two artifacts needed to control them. The Wotnot will also keep a record of your journey. You can read it as we travel by pressing this button. Pressing this button will put the book away, and you can flip the pages with these. I've decided to remain inside the book for the time being. It's obvious that you won't be able to rescue your family without my advice. If you get stuck, turn the pages until the book is closed, and then press this button to talk with me. Well, I suppose you'll get the hang of things as we go. Now, we'd better go and see the Mystic. Put the book away and...
Mystic, I've got the Wotnot, and Ortho says it's fully repaired.
Took him long enough to fix it.
If you want to talk about long, then take a look at your snout in the mirror.
What did you say?
Sorry, the pages sometimes muffle my voice. I asked if you could wave your magic wand and find the missing elemental sprites.
It's a crystal eye, and I've already used it to divine their location. They're trapped inside the Shadow Trolls.
The Shadow Trolls? Quite preposterous. Those were hunted down and sealed away by Kameo's ancestors long ago. In fact, you were the one who convinced Fina to do it.
Hold it. I heard legends of the Shadow Trolls, but why do you keep mentioning these elemental sprites?
Ah, you see. when the Wotnot was damaged. Severely, I might add, which is why it took me so long to fix it.
When it was damaged, the book could no longer hold the elemental warriors, and they reverted to their physical forms, the elemental sprites.
The sprites resemble tiny woodland creatures, and they're quite vulnerable without the power of the Wotnot. However, if you can return them to the book, you can once again manifest into their true warrior form.
But to do that, you first have to rescue them from the shadow trolls. I only hope you've learned enough.
My family beat them once. I'll try and beat them again. Show me what you can of these things.
They draw their power from the Shadow Realm, and must return every so often to replenish. One of the portals to their undead lands is in the woods near here. Enter it, and you are bound to come across a Shadow Troll. Did you slay the beast?
Like you, Mystic, it wasn't pretty, but
But I did what was necessary.
Very good. Now, just give me a moment, and I'll locate the next Shadow Troll.
Wait, have you learned anything new regarding Thena or the others?
Unfortunately, no. But the quicker you retake all the elemental sprites from the Shadow Trolls, the sooner you'll command the power you need to save your family.
don't be such a witch, you witch. Use the sight to find out how they fare.
Fine. Let me gaze into the eye and see what I can see. It's Hallis. He's being taken to a temple hidden in the deep and dark depths of the Forgotten Forest. The lair of an ancient demon so horribly powerful it can suck out a being's very soul. Now, I assume you'll want to try and save him.
Reaching the Forgotten Forest will be a dangerous journey, and one that only you can make. But I will take you as far as the Badlands.
Then lead the way, noble trainer.
Beyond this point lie the Badlands, an untamed wilderness where neither elf nor troll reign supreme. Be forewarned, it is a harsh and unforgiving land, so gather your wits before you follow me through the warp. See you on the other side.
What's your business?
I'm looking for the Forgotten Forest. Who wants to know?
The forest? It's not far. I'd take you. But trolls are making a real mess trying to destroy the elemental shrines. And I'm committed to stopping them.
I'm sure I'll manage. Wait, the shrines! Those are what maintain the shield around the Enchanted Kingdom. You can't let them be destroyed.
So I'm told. But 2 have already been demolished. If we lose any more, you'll be getting some uninvited guests.
Just great. Well, I'll have to get to the forest, but it sounds like you need my help.
We'll be fine. Take one of my horses, it'll be safer. Expect to run into some trolls.
To enter the Forgotten Forest and rescue Alice, we'll need to rescue Rubble. Even if it's a trap, you must follow that shadow troll back to its lair. I can almost sense Alice deep within this forest. Whatever may be lurking in these trees, we'll have to defeat it and reach the forest temple.
Kameo, I just wanted to say that you were great. In fact, you reminded me of your father today.
Don't say that. I never knew him, but I've heard enough to know he'd never have let Thon get the drop on him like he did on me, which is why we're in this mess.
Ha ha! King Solon was a great elf, but he wasn't perfect. Long before you were born, your father made a pact with the trolls and allowed them to live in the realm.
Why would he let those monsters into our lands?
They are brutes, but they're also surprisingly brilliant at making machines. I guess you'd have to be if you couldn't use magic. Anyway, Solon thought these machines would make all the tribe's lives easier, which, at first, they did. Unfortunately, a troll named Thorn, who was bigger, smarter, stronger, and meaner than any before, quickly rose to prominence under the troll's newfound prosperity. Many of us warned your father to be wary, but he was too preoccupied with finding the elemental sprites to truly notice, and flippantly declared that no troll would ever dare defy him. Then came the day that Thorn proclaimed himself king of the trolls and set about to conquer all he surveyed. Much harm was done, and many suffered before your father came to his senses and was finally able to rout Thorn and again banish the trolls from the realm. Thorn swore vengeance, and Solon deeply regretted ever opening the door to such a monster. So don't you think you're the only one who's ever underestimated Thorn. Just promise me you'll never misjudge his power again.
I promise.
Good. And that's enough idle talk, as you still have a long journey ahead. Which I am truly sorry my injuries robbed me of the honor of accompanying you on. But I do possess one thing you will find helpful in your quest to vanquish Thorn once and for all.
Ash.
His name is Ash, and I'm confident you two will burn it up from here on out.
Thanks, Uncle Hallis. You don't know how much that means. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a kingdom to protect and a troll king to bring down.
Kameo, can you hear me?
Mystic, you won't believe it, but Uncle Hallis gave me an elemental sprite.
Tricky, tricky, tricky. I wondered where those others were.
Sorry?
Nothing important, but what is that you must save the ancestors before Callus and Thorn take any sprites they might be holding.
Pish posh, the ancestors will never give them up.
Don't you see, you babbling book? They're taking them to the temples because the demons are strong enough to force the elemental sprites out.
Then I'll just have to stop the demons, won't I?
Very good. I see Lenya, deep, deep underwater, trapped in the ruins of the Water Temple, home of Keralis, most wicked demon of the infinite depths.
Underwater? Then it's impossible for me to save her.
Nothing is impossible to one who holds the Wotnot. Head to the mountain falls and keep your eyes open, for if you are diligent, I sense you will find an elemental warrior capable of helping you reach the Water Temple. Trust me, and make haste.
Trolls mean to destroy an elemental shrine, and they're too strong for our troops to handle alone. Get over there and put a stop to those tanks. Pummelweed may just be able to destroy them with explosive shells. Well, that wasn't a bad performance. It certainly left them shell-shocked. I'm sure our forces are capable of mopping up what's left of the trolls. Let's head to the mountain falls. That's Major Ruin, and he's just what we need to get around this rocky landscape. Chase down the Shadow Troll and destroy it. Overhead! There! That's Deep Blue. And if you rescue him from the Shadow Troll, then we'll be able to enter the Water Temple.
I've been stuck up here forever. Anyway, if we're going to get home, we'll need the elemental warrior in this cave. You can get it back. I just know it. The cave started flooding while you were down the scary well, and now the door's blocked. But hey, your new warrior should be able to blast us out of here. Why not try it?
Yo, I knew you'd save me. You have always been noble and courageous. Not like that cowardly sister of yours. I'm ashamed to call her a relation. And yet, I pity her. For I believe deep down inside she feels her actions are justified.
How could she possibly, in any way, think what she's doing is all right?
It was your mother's desire you never hear this. But I suppose now it's better you know. Thena only bore Solon one child, Callus. Though you are as much a daughter to her as any blood relation ever could be.
I don't understand what you're saying.
A miracle brought you to us, Kameo. Thena then adopted you as her own and raised you as such. Oh, your mother wanted your life to be perfect. And to shield you, she swore us all, including your sister, to secrecy. The attention Thena lavished on you bothered Callus, of course, but I think she always felt secure in the idea that when the time came...
That she, as Solon's rightful heir, would receive the transformation magic. I see, but I still don't understand. I never expected this power, and if I'd have known all this would happen, I'd have refused it.
No. Your mother was right to pass the power on to you. Callus has proven by her betrayal that she is not worthy of such a great responsibility. I know you care for your sister still, as do I. But sadly, she is lost to us. And you must do everything necessary to stop her. The fate of the realm rests firmly in your hands, and as a sign of my faith in your abilities, I present to you Chilla.
Chilla.
I won't let you down. There are so many other questions I have.
I know, Angel, but now is not the time. I must recover, and you're needed elsewhere.
You're right, Aunt Lanya. Get some rest, and thanks for everything.
Kameo, can you hear me? Well, well, well. You're turning out to be quite the fighter after all.
As Hallis always says, where there's a warrior, there's a way.
That's the attitude. And you'll need it. I've had visions of Thorn building yet more weapons of war. Can't quite make out what exactly, but they're bound to wreak untold havoc.
I'll fly over that bridge when the time comes. First, you must find Yeros. I refuse to let a single elemental sprite fall into Callus's traitorous hands.
Yes, he is the last who needs saving. Ice everywhere. And wait. Images of Yeros shivering inside the frigid walls of the Snow Temple, domain of the infinitely cold-hearted Queen Thyra. You must make haste to the village of the Snowtop tribe, as they have information that will help you reach the temple. Be swift.
Thorn's nothing if not persistent. Our soldiers won't last long against that warship without our help. Get over to the elemental shrine and light the cannons to sink that floating monstrosity. Another triumph for the forces of good. We don't have time to stand around gloating, however. The Snowtop village is marked on your map, so let's get a move on. If we're to explore this area thoroughly, we'll need some new abilities. Reach the Shadow Troll and defeat it so we can add flex to your arsenal. To reach the Snow Temple and find Yeros, we'll need to make use of the icy paths. Legends say that 40 below could walk along them, so let's get him back. I can't help feeling something's brewing out on the Badlands. Well, it's probably just my mind playing tricks on me. We have a Shadow Troll to hunt down, so let's press onwards. I knew it. An elemental shrine is under attack. We have no choice but to break off pursuit of the Shadow Troll and return to the Badlands before it's too late. We've come too far to let the elemental shrine be destroyed without a fight. Do whatever you can to take out those infernal catapults. There may be some ammunition that we can use near the shrine itself. See something of Sauron's spirit in you after all. Come on, leave the stragglers to our troops and let's get back to the Snowtop village. Yeros is counting on us.
You can use the ancient ice paths used by our people, but don't try walking on them as anything else. That'd just be stupid.
Uncle Yeros won't last long in a desolate place like this. We must reach the top of the Snow Temple and save him from the clutches of Queen Thyra.
You were incredible, Kameo. Marvelous, in fact. You are as tried and true as they come.
Oh, Uncle Yaros, but where do I come from?
Ah, so you finally know the truth.
Only that I was adopted.
You must have a million questions, and I wish I could answer them all. Unfortunately, not even we are completely sure of your origins.
You must know something.
It was long ago, but I will tell you what I remember. Solon mysteriously left one day without telling anyone where or why he was going, and as you know, was never seen again. Several days after his disappearance, we heard Calus screaming from the gardens. What had given the child such a fright? Nothing less than 5 elemental sprites carrying a tiny baby. It was clear they were all that was left of Solon's elemental warriors, and we instantly knew a horrible fate had befallen him. The only thing that kept Athena from losing her mind that instant was that clutched in the baby's perfect little hand. Your hand was Solon's most prized possession, the element of power. Your mother took it as a sign, and from that moment onward, you were Kameo, daughter of Solon.
So I was part of whatever happened to Solon.
Assuredly. Not that we know much about that either. The mystic told us that Solon was simply ambushed by Thorn's warlords, and sure enough, when the armies tracked the 7 culprits down, they had the Wotnot in their possession. But I have always had my suspicions. It seems too coincidental that both Solon and Thorn vanished without trace at nearly the same time. And now that I think about it, how did the mystic miss the fact that the warlords held several of the elemental sprites? Not to mention... oh, forgive me. You have more pressing things to do than listen to the paranoid ramblings of an old man. Though there is one thing I do know for sure. Your mother would want you to have this.
Snare.
Only one more shadow troll to hunt down, and the Wotnot will be full.
Yes. And my intuition tells me that the last of them is somewhere in the ogre's swamp.
Just tell me how to get there, and I'll finish Thorn once and for all.
The swamp's exact location is hidden. But if you head to the Forgotten Forest Glade and use your warriors to seek out new routes, I'm confident you will find a way.
Warrior trainer? Hey, maybe you can help us. We're trying to get to the ogre's swamp.
It sounds familiar. I'm sure I did know a way in. But I can't quite remember. My mind must be failing me.
Well, we don't have time to jog your pumpkin-addled memory. Think.
There's a jukebox over there that the customers can use at night. If you play my favorite tune, the one that reminds me of the old days, I'm sure it'll help me remember.
Good grief. Well, Kameo, if we want to find the ogre's swamp, I suppose we have to oblige him.
Now I remember. These tiny creatures will help you get to the ogre's swamp. Good luck.
Kameo, can you hear me?
Ortho? Do you hear someone calling my name?
No. Wait. I bet it's the old hag and the ancestors trying to contact you telepathically. Concentrate.
Kameo, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Mystic.
Very good. Now, listen to me carefully. Bring the Wotnot book back to me, to us, so we can make sure you're ready to face Thorn.
I'm ready now.
No! Racing off to fight him without preparation is exactly what he wants.
If Thorn wants a war, I'll give him a war.
Now you're starting to sound like your father. And I like it.
You insolent little child, you have no idea what you're dealing with.
Silence! Arguing will get us nowhere, and time is precious.
Wise, as always. But don't you also think, my dear ancestors, it would be wise for her to return to the Enchanted Kingdom before battling the dreaded Troll King?
Possibly. But if Kameo says she feels confident in her command of the elemental warriors, then I support her.
But she's only...
Enough! It's decided. Kameo, go forth and face Thorn with our blessing.
You're making a grave mistake.
We'll do what we can to rally the troops and come to your aid. Until then, fight for the honor of Solon.
For the honor of my father.
Fools! All of you!
Their ships are heading to the Enchanted Kingdom. They mean to destroy it, and they might just have the firepower to succeed. We have to find Thorn and Callus and put a stop to their plans before it's too late.
My dear sister. You never did know when you weren't welcome.
Little Kameo, you don't really think you can defeat me, do you? Let me give you a piece of advice. The candle that burns twice as bright only burns half as long. And you've already burned oh so bright. Ha! Prepare to die!
I haven't yet begun to burn, but when I do, all that will be left of you is ashes.
Such spirit! Now I see why Athena passed the power on to you, instead of the wretched excuse for an elf frittering beside me.
How dare you! The only reason you're here is because of me.
You're as gullible as your father was. Not even worth the effort it would take to kill you. But it seems Kameo isn't tainted by the blood of Solon.
Don't disrespect my father. He loved me.
Quiet! The reign of the elves has come to an end, and the light of technology shall burn like a beacon, consuming all the old ways in its flames!
Your family betrayed you, Callus. Chose an orphan over their own blood. Solon, you must leave immediately and tell no one of the journey. Don't worry, my king. I will tell your family where you went, should they need to know.
The Mystic is a traitor. She's been manipulating us both all along.
You're as gullible as your father was!
And you. You murdered my father, but now I will finish what he started! Kameo, tell our family. I'm sorry.